Well, it's almost Christmas. Better. And yep, that's it. We're putting a wrap on another crazy year of real estate here in Surrey, BC. So let's take a quick moment and recap on the year that was. But first, I wanted to take a moment and thank you for becoming one of almost 1,500 subscribers now on this channel. When the clock struck 12 on January 1st, 2021, this little channel had a solid 66 subscribers. So that means my friends and even a couple of family members and both of my email addresses were already subscribed. It's true. A year ago, not even the cat was watching.
And now I don't even have a choice.
But now thank you to almost a third of you watching who have given me the Christmas present of hitting that big red jolly button. This channel has grown into a spot where you can not only get your free real estate education here in my market of Surrey, BC, but also now in a place where I get to know more about you in the community. I've even had the pleasure this year of being hired by a few handfuls of you to help with your real estate transactions, and for that I'm thankful. But don't let that stop now. If you are planning your real estate goals for the new year and you happen to be looking in my marketplace of Surrey, BC and the Fraser Valley, you can go ahead and book a little jingle jangle with me right down below in the description right now. And if you wouldn't mind helping make my Christmas super special this year, go ahead and slide the like button right down the chimney for me. That one gift would go a long way to help me get this information out to other good little boys and girls in the new year. So thank you very much for that. And with that out of the way, let's dive into the stats to see where we started the year and where we've ended up. So sliding into Stats Center provided by the Fraser Valley Real Estate Board, as always, solid statistics. We're looking at the city of Surrey right now as a whole. And January, the overall price, now this is all asset classes of residential, the overall price was $925, and currently today that's sitting at 1.164, meaning the overall market for the whole year raised 28.3%, which is absolutely ludicrous. And that was led by the detached market, which increased 34.7%. That's right. In December last year, you could still buy a house very easily, a nice house, maybe a 4,000 square foot house in Cloverdale for $1.2 million. And that same house today is apparently 1.557, but I don't believe it. I'm seeing prices much, much higher than that because those are now last November's prices and we are almost in January. But the market in detached did increase 34%, almost 35%, which is absolutely nuts. Now, when we look at average sale price, you'll see that this is one of the first years where this is actually a fairly consistent average sale price. Usually average sale price really spikes up and down. That's why I prefer to use the HPI because it's a much smoother, much more representative number. Let's look at the sales from last year. Now, in 2020, it was not uncommon in the detached market to have 400 to 500 sales per month, and last January that dipped as low as 385. This is for the whole city, mind you. In March that spiked. We saw a crazy record number of detached sales in the market at 713 detached homes, and now that's jumped back down to 362. Now, I would actually suggest that the reason this number is currently so low, and look, it's actually a heck of a lot more than it was in 2019. 2019 was actually a bad year, is because, well, let's look at new listings. New listings did shoot up in the midpoint of the year, and we did see a slowdown in the summer market. But new listings are not coming on as fast as we need them, and that's going to be shown in the number of active listings. This is possibly the most important stat that you can see out there, the number of active listings currently on the market. This little dip that you see every single year is December, and because December always has the least amount of properties on the market. However, when we look back at 2020, December, there were At this point, 789 active listings on the market in Surrey in detached homes only. That number did come up to a very reasonable 1,600 in April. However, it's declined ever since, and it is not common. Let's go back and look actually at October and September. Usually that's the top of the curve. October and September this year, we're almost the bottom of the curve, which is leading me to understand why this market has got so crazy. And currently, last month, there was only 715 homes on the market. That's less than the same time last year. Well, it's a lot less. There was 1,254. And December, when they come out, we're going to be even lower than that. So that's the detached market. We are minus 43% of listings. It's just absolutely silly. But let's pop now into, let's go back to house prices here and look at townhouses and see what we've done. A 30% run up in HPI since the same time last year. So you could last year in December buy a townhouse quite easily for $600,000. It was not crazy to think that you could do that. Currently, that number is sitting at 770, and I'm starting to see in particular areas like Guildford and Fleetwood that even the tandem style 1,300 square foot townhomes are starting to crest $900,000, and if this keeps up, they'll be $1 million by spring. So jump on in now if you can get there. Looking at the average sale price, again, this is a bunch more jagged, but it's following the right curve. Average sale price is almost 32%. The number of sales, again, it's funny because this year we look at, oh, there's not enough listings. There was a ton of listings. The problem is they just all sold because of people having so much access to cheap money. And now we're coming back down the other side. So the amount of sales that are happening are actually still higher than previous years. It's just they're selling as fast as they're coming on. Active listings on the market, this is scary. In 2019, it wasn't crazy to think that you could have 1,000, well, let's say 900, I'm exaggerating, 900 townhouses on the market throughout the city. And currently we're sitting at 234. It's nuts. The listing inventory since just a year ago in townhouses throughout the city is down 65%, which is, I mean, it's nothing I've ever seen before, but that's what is causing this price growth from, $600,000 all the way up now to almost $800,000. And that includes, most of our townhouses here are 2 or 3 bedroom. So that includes a lot of 2 bedrooms. 2 bedroom townhouses are in the 7 to 750 range now. So that just shows you kind of where we're at. Let's keep going into now apartments. Apartments at this time last year, $400,000 was not crazy. It's now currently sitting up 18% at $477,000. Now, let me tell you, that currently basically doesn't buy you a 2 bedroom. All right. So you have to know that that includes all of the micro units and everything else that are in Wally, bachelor suites, all that stuff. At this point in time, if you're looking for a 1-bedroom unit within 10 or 15 years old in the city of Surrey, you probably have to have a budget of about $450,000, which at the same time last year could easily get in for $350,000. So definitely something to consider there. Let's look at the number of sales. The number of sales last year around this time was 230, and we're above that. So sales are increased by 50%. Sales are increased by 50%. Listing inventory is down by 60%. That's the problem. That is actually the issue of what's causing these prices to skyrocket so high, because you have a lot less inventory on the market and you have a lot more sales happen. Well, I shouldn't even say a lot more sales happening. you do have 50% more sales happening than the same time last year. And well, hey, December 2018, which I think was kind of the bottom of the market, you had as low as 90 sales. So we're seeing a massive increase in the amount of sales, and I think that that is heavily investor driven in the apartment scenario. Just like I personally bought a property because I saw the values increasing. I'm going to go through one more market stat here, which is days on market, so you can kind of see where you need or how fast you need to act. Across the entire market in 2019, when the market was not that great, it was 38 days. Currently, we're sitting at 8 days on the market, meaning if your property is on the market for a week, you're probably overpriced. Crazy to think. Now, that is the median. Let's go back and look at the average. The average peaked in January 2020 at 54, and now the average is sitting at 21. Again, that's why we always recommend that if you're on the market for more than 21 days and you haven't sold, you do need to look at a price reduction. But let's look at those numbers in detached. The average detached, again, way back in 2020, or let's even go back to last year, was 42 days on the market. Now it is 23. Apartments, 41 days on the market last year, 37 days last year. Today, again, 23. And townhouses, this is the market to be in, guys. If you're trying to sell out of a townhouse right now, this is where you want to be. 25 days on the market last year, peaked at 34. Currently 13 days average time on the market. And a lot of those numbers are skewed because people are actually holding off offers for the first 7 days. Every single property could be sold usually first day on the market right now, but because of the marketing strategies out there, they usually will not look at offers right away. So there you go. All property types are up an astounding 28% across the entire marketplace. Let me know what you think about that. Did you buy this last year? Have you already made money? Well, that's silly because if you have bought, you have made money. But let me know what you were able to accomplish last year or this last year of 2021 down below in the comments. And maybe let me know your goals down below in the comments as well for what you hope to do in real estate this year or this next year of 2022. If you'd like to know what I think might happen in the overall market, make sure you go back and check out this video here for my 2022 real estate predictions. Thanks again for giving me the Christmas present of subscribing to the channel and the stocking stuffer of hitting that like button. We'll see you in a couple of days.